Hello, and thank you for participating in the District of Columbia's Food Waste Ready Training and Certification Program. I'm John Johnson, manager of DC's Department of Public Works Office of Waste Diversion, or OWD. OWD is responsible for developing and managing programs to help the district achieve its 80% waste diversion goal. Waste diversion means that instead of disposing of the waste we generate, the district is diverting waste to higher and better uses. In this video, our goal is to train food service workers to divert food to generate electricity and nutrient-rich soil amendments such as compost. During this training and certification program, we'll explore the importance of food waste management and demonstrate how district businesses can plan and implement diversion programs. Your takeaways will be to understand why food waste diversion matters, how to develop and implement a diversion program, how to contract with a collection company, and how anaerobic digestion, which is simply bugs and microorganisms doing their part, works, and how it benefits your business and the environment. When we don't just throw out uneaten food, it's better for both the environment and the community, resulting in a positive impact. Did you know over 1/3 of the food produced in the United States is never eaten? This amounts to 78 million tons of food, or 145 billion meals worth of food going unsold or uneaten each year. The number of resources wasted and the greenhouse gases emitted through growing, transporting, and preparing meals that are wasted is astounding. The US, the United Nations, and the European Union have all established goals to cut wasted food in half within the next decade. In 2023 and in 2024, and in accordance with the Zero Waste Omnibus Act of 2020 and the DC Code 8-1031.03a, large universities, grocery stores, sports stadiums, hospitals, and nursing homes are required to comply with these regulations. Other commercial food waste generators will be designated to comply with these rules in subsequent years. Specifically, the regulation requires the diversion of back-of-the-house commercial food waste, which means food scraps discarded by employees. It does not include food waste discarded directly by customers, but it does include food waste discarded on behalf of customers by employees. How do we reach our goal? Let's take a look at the Environmental Protection Agency's recently adopted wasted food scale. The first thing to consider is how to prevent food waste, period. Strategies include buying only as much food as you need, preparing and freezing fresh produce before it spoils, or using food scraps creatively, or donating edible food that is unsold or uneaten to community groups, food pantries, or shelters. Or you can upcycle food like using orange pills to flavor beverages, turning broccoli stems into slaw, or burgers into chili. After exhausting these options, look for opportunities to send wasted food to processors who can convert it into animal feed. Unharvested crops can be grazed by animals or plowed into the soil to trap carbon and enhance soil health. When wasted food can no longer be consumed, nutrients can still be captured and utilized by creating products to feed the soil and grow more food. Grinding up food in your garbage disposal or sending it off to landfill or waste-to-energy facilities are the least desirable options for managing wasted food. You and your coworkers are the change agents the district needs to avoid and recover wasted food and turn it into valuable resources. Indeed, your role is integral to achieving a 50% reduction in wasted food. Now that you understand the purpose and the goals of this training, we'll provide real-life examples of a food waste diversion program.
Our goal is to feed people and not landfills, and that's what's important to us. Giant is the local retailer founded 88 years ago right here in Washington, D.C. And we've been proud to serve the community in D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware with 164 stores across the region, and we're proud to be your neighbor. As a food retailer, fighting food insecurity is one of our #1 initiatives. We want to ensure that all of our community members have access to nutritious food and nutritious items. And when food is recycled properly, not only can we feed people, but we can also take care of our planet, and then at the end of the day, help our bottom line as well. Food waste diversion is a priority. It helps us reduce our carbon emissions, and it also is a significant cost savings to the business when you are diverting food and not throwing it in a landfill. All of our associates go through training to understand what is food that can be sold, what is food that can be donated, and what is food that can be diverted. We use reverse logistics to bring our food waste to a facility to be processed through anaerobic digestion. This helps us reduce costs, but also our carbon footprint as well. We measure all streams of waste and assets, not just food. This includes cardboard, wood, plastics, fats, and oils that can all be recycled in a sustainable way. And all of our stores have targets that they are required to meet for us to reach that goal of being a zero waste food retailer. Working with partners like Food Rescue and Feeding America are so imperative to the work that we do as a food retailer.
I think the good thing about Food Rescue is it's not even just the end users that are happy to have the food donated. When we work with businesses, the morale improves because they don't have to throw food away. And who wants to do that when there is a band of volunteers that can come pick it up and make sure it gets transferred to people who could use it?
Once you have that plan, you want to make sure that you have buy-in from the CEO to every associate that's on the sales floor. It's also important to really engage your community partners and socialize that launch plan and the program to your associates, but also your partners, so they can help support you in those goals.
That's a look at Giant's food waste diversion program. Now let's check in with George Washington University and see how they're reducing food waste.
We do about 7,000 meals a day. That equates to about 50,000 a week.
In the last year, our dining program has diverted over 250,000 pounds of food waste across 5 different venues.
Whether it goes into another source, is able to be put in different recipes. So I think it's really at the heart of what we do in food and beverage, is make sure that everything we can use is used, and then things that we can't necessarily use in the recipes, we're still finding a way to ethically, divert it in the right way.
GW is committed to achieving zero waste, which we define as a 90% diversion of our municipal solid waste from either landfill or incineration, waste to energy.
You're cutting a cantaloupe, cutting peppers, onions, different things like that. There might be rinds or different pieces of the food that we can't actually use in the recipes. So we're mindful to make sure we put those in our waste buckets that are in our green bags as well. That way they can be diverted. We're really mindful of using our systems that we have to really track our production, right? So the last thing we want to do, I always say, is make 100 portions when you need 50, and vice versa. You don't want to make 50 when you need 100, right? So for us, really managing our food production and making sure that we're tracking that week by week really helps us keep that in line as well.
We are utilizing data both from our private hauler, from each individual collection that they make, as well as the data from Chartwell's own proprietary waste services and waste data collection program in the kitchens to determine the trends of our dining venues, both in terms of total production of food waste, as well as contamination and other issues that may be impacting the program.
So we're all just trying to make sure we're mindful of the world that we're in, how we can make sure we're really just leading the charge when it comes to sustainability and overall just those type of diversion tactics.
Wasted food diversion can help businesses like yours win. When you proactively reduce food waste and you have a plan for diverting it from the weekly garbage pickup, you can potentially save money, improve staff morale, and demonstrate the vital role businesses play in achieving the district's zero waste goals. According to the US EPA, food waste is more than 22% of our waste stream. It contributes to climate change and degrades our air, soil, and water. More than 3,300 commercial entities generate food waste in the district. Colleges and universities, grocery stores, stadiums, hotels, and hospitals, those are the big generators. The rest comes from smaller generators like restaurants, cafes, and coffee shops. These entities annually dump over 85,000 tons of food waste into the city's waste stream. As of January 2023, the district requires select entities to donate food to people in need, establish food waste diversion programs, and divert food scraps away from the trash to be processed into animal feed or soil amendment. Here's the thing. By reducing the amount of trashed and wasted food we create, we can divert food to its highest and best use. This is something the JW Marriott is committed to. Check it out.
Okay. Well, then you got to start off too, right?
Yes.
JW Marriott DC Executive Chef Tony Hull is king of the kitchen. He manages everything from food prep to food disposal.
We are diverting all of our organics, our food scraps, our waste into a composting area to reduce the amount that's going into the landfill.
The luxury hotel is mindful of its role as a community member and its impact on the environment.
We are reducing our carbon footprint but we're also maintaining costs. We're educating the staff on being respectful with the food and giving them a better awareness of how much is actually going to the landfill.
Supporting environmental goals is a process where everyone has a role.
We have a very good team above us that is forecasting our business with great accuracy, so we're not overbuying or overproducing. We have structured recipes that are followed and production lists, so the right amount of food that we're purchasing is being directed to the right areas. As the cooks prepare raw ingredients, that's where they would separate the organic waste, the food waste, and then all the other recyclable waste. They take the totes, and we have a specific place that we place those, and they're collected twice a week by the company currently. If we produce more waste, they come more times.
The cycle runs 24/7. Many organizations and overnight guests find that the program aligns with their environmental concerns and objectives.
One of the great pieces from doing the food diversion is we have green meetings. So we have clients that specifically search out venues that have sustainable practices, energy efficiencies, recycling, and are doing things that align with their company values. So it's been a success, I would say.
After completing the food waste ready trainings, you'll be able to establish a successful food waste diversion program for your business. And now Christine has more great tips to help get you started.
This compost has been created by wasted food from businesses throughout the district. It's been anaerobically digested and converted into a nutrient-rich soil amendment. Hello, my name is Christine McCoy, and I'm a program analyst for the Office of Waste Diversion. Now that you've learned about food waste prevention, donation, and source separation, let's discuss how to establish a contract for food waste collection. Begin with your current trash and recycling collector to see if they can add food waste to your collection services. Typically, you can reduce the volume of trash collected weekly by about 1/3. All trash, recycling, and food waste must be collected at least twice a week to comply with district collection rules. And more importantly, to avoid odors and vectors such as rats, roaches, and birds from accessing the material. In some cases, collection is arranged through a consultant or your corporate office. But no matter who establishes the contract for food waste collection, your company must be licensed and registered to operate within the district. If your current collection company doesn't collect food waste, you should check out our approved collectors list at dpw.dc.gov. The list includes companies that specialize in collecting and hauling food waste to a processing facility of your choice, including an anaerobic digester. The final step in diverting wasted food is to either process the material on-site through composting or anaerobic digestion, which requires specialized equipment and professionally trained staff, or having the material collected and transported to a nearby processing facility, which could include composting or anaerobic digestion. For this training, we're focusing on the material being processed through anaerobic digestion. The process of anaerobic digestion converts the material into renewable energy and fertilizer. Food waste is hauled to a facility, the collection vehicle is weighed, and the material is dumped onto the facility's tipping floor. Then, a front loader dumps the food waste into a hopper where it's pulled through a screw auger. This machinery can rip open packages and separate food from plastic and other wrapping materials. From there, it all goes into the anaerobic digester, and the packaging is disposed of as trash. The anaerobic digester is an enclosed unit that is free from oxygen. In this oxygen-free environment, just like in a landfill, the food waste decomposes and generates methane gas, which is burned for energy. The energy created by these facilities is an all-around boon. It generates electricity to operate the plant, and it's sold to the grid to provide power to homes and other businesses within the region. The remaining degraded food waste, or digestate, is transported to a facility where it is cured and/or composted and typically used to amend soil used for agriculture. The district's Office of Waste Diversion provides technical assistance and guidance on how to establish food waste diversion programs. You can also refer to the Commercial Food Waste Diversion Guide, which was published in late 2023 and sent to all 3,300 food waste generating entities. If you did not receive a copy of the document, it can be found at zerowaste.dc.gov/commercial food waste. Technical assistance is available by phone or by appointment at zerowaste.dc.gov. Now that you've completed the training program, we invite you to take a quiz to review what you've learned and to obtain your certificate. The quiz is 15 questions and should take no more than 30 minutes to complete. We encourage you to maintain your certification by reviewing the training materials and taking the quiz annually. Lastly, encourage other staff to obtain and maintain their certification, as it could help with career advancement in the future. Also, always waste less food.